Oh, good afternoon, friends and family and everybody watching me today. I wanted to just talk about something that's been bothering me so much, and I just feel like I need to let it out. It's been eating me up for many, many, many months. I want to talk about our African men in the United Kingdom, in this country, and I'm going to say this country. I'm going to use this country as an example because obviously I live in England, and I can't speak for men like in America or in Canada or Dubai, or other places across in diaspora. But I know that this is something that many women or mothers or aunties or friends would have observed in the last. I'm really, really, really concerned about our African men and the level of restlessness amongst them. Many of them don't actually know their priorities in life. And I'm talking about, middle class men, even very well educated men, skilled men, businessmen. Nobody is excluded in this one. And I'm talking about our African men. And I know why I'm saying African men. Because many of them have come, or many of them have left Africa to come here for greener pastures, or many of them were immigrated for one reason or the other. They came with their spouse, and this excludes our, young boys that were born in this country. And this is why I'm saying this thing, so that we can become a little bit more conscious of it, and we don't let it, spiral around to the younger generation. I'm really concerned about the level of restlessness. Today you find an African man, and all he wants to do is, and I'll give so many examples so that you guys can actually understand where I'm coming from. All he wants to do is he wants to build a house back home in Africa. He wants to do one project. They're so restless. They're so restless. Many of them cannot focus on their families. These men are breeding young boys. They come to this country as young men, and they meet a woman from wherever, maybe from an English woman or another African woman, and they're making families and making babies, but they're so restless. They can't stay in one place to look after their children. They can't nurture their children with their spouse. And this is a problem, and women are keeping, we women, we're keeping quiet. We're letting this go on and on and on. And if we don't do anything about it, it's going to affect our generations to come. It will, because they're going to sort of inflict this restlessness into the lives of their young boys as well, young men. They're going to emulate this from their fathers. You have a man, and today either he wants to migrate to Canada, or he wants to go to Africa, and he wants to go to America, or he wants to go to Dubai. I want to go to Dubai and look for greener pasture. And there's nothing wrong in doing that. We all do it. Sometimes you move as a family, you say, like, let's go somewhere else and look for greener pastures, or go and work. But it's just, men are beginning to use this as an excuse to live this restless kind of life, and it's affecting young generations. Lots of African boys growing up without their fathers, because one wants to go back to Nigeria to build to do a project, or he wants to go here, or he wants to go there. He's looking for money. They will not be making babies everywhere, jumping from one relationship to the other. It's toxic. It's toxic, absolutely toxic. And I think, we mothers, like, I always say as a mother, what I wish for my boys, I always pray to God that, after the education I've given to them, after the standard I've set for them in life, I always pray to God that let them fall in love. Let them meet one person that they can share, the same dreams with. They can fall in love and live their lives together. Because I think that's really important. Because 1 minute you're in love with this, okay, we're making a small family. The next minute you carry your bag, I want to migrate to Nigeria for greener pastures. You were looking for papers to stay in England. You were looking for paper. Your intention to come to England in the first place was to look for papers to settle, to have a good life. Then you now want to go to Nigeria again to go and look for another better life. Why don't you stay and nurture the family that you've already started? Okay, why did you start a family in the first place when you know you were not prepared to stay? Eh? Now you've left your wife, a young woman, in her 20s, early 20s. You leave her with 3 boys. How is she going to bring up 3 boys in a society where there's social media, games? Some boys, all they want to do is to sit down in the house from morning to night and play games. What can their mothers do when there's no man in the house to control them? There's no man to take them out to go and play football in the park. There's no man to take them ice skating. There's no man to help them pursue their hobbies. There's no man to take them cricket training or to play lawn tennis and do these things. No man to take them to these places. What would the mother do? And she has to work and she has to feed the children. So she will leave them to be playing game from morning to night. And while she's at work and the kids are playing games, communicating with their friends online, you don't know whether the child that you're communicating with is a child that is locked up in one place. I don't want to talk. If everybody go no sorrow. That is locked up in one place, that your child is communicating, because all this game, internet communication, you don't know who you are communicating with. You might be communicating with a child that's already been diagnosed with something serious. Something that you don't even know. And your child will be communicating with that child. And that child will be telling your child what they've not seen each other, but the impacts that child's already making on your own child that is stuck in the house. How can you monitor it? Even people like us that we understand how these things work and we have an idea, it still flies over our head. So we need to pray. We need to pray for our men, our young men in this country, in England, here, in diaspora. Well, like I said, I was going to use England here as an example because I live in England. So, and I see a lot. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of male friends. What I see, my observation is that our men are extremely restless. Not prepared to take any sacrifices for their family. They're not bothered about the woman bringing up and there is a consequence for all these things. Because by the time you now get to your late 50s and early 60s, our uncle and Bommy, all you big uncles that are in your late 50s now, entering early 60s, you now begin to realize that all those investments that you were sending money back home for in Nigeria, or you were flying to Nigeria to go and attend to, your businesses in Dublin, in Europe, all your transactions, all of them are vanity. You now begin to realize that it is the children that is actually a priority. Then maybe when the kids are now grown up, they now start telling you to your face that, unfortunately, you didn't have a relationship with me because you were always working. You were never around to do things with me. So I have no relationship with you. I don't want to see you. I want to be with my girlfriend. And then you start saying, how more is he? How more is he? It's not how more is he. When you had the opportunity to be a father, you were effing restless. You were restless. You were not there. You were busy opening one business or the other. You were going to London to open a restaurant. You were going to Manchester to open a nightclub. You were running around. Every weekend, some men, every weekend, they're out of the house. You can never see them sit down in their house, on a Friday night or Saturday night to enjoy Netflix with their children. If you are watching me in my video, on this video tonight, you're watching me live like this, ask yourself, have you ever sat down with your boys, your young boys, or your children, your daughters, and ask them, sweetheart, bring the remote control, let's look for a movie on Netflix and let's watch together on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday nights? Because I know some of you will like that you're at work. Forget work for now. Forget whether you're at work. If you're at work, fine. If you are always working weekends, fine. But then you can also take time from work to do that with your kids. I used to take time from work to spend time with my children. And I work full time. I'm a working mother. I mean, I'm not just coming to talk because I feel like talking on Facebook. I'm talking because this is my observation. I'm a working mother. I look after my kids. Don't rely on anybody to look after my children for me. I pay for childcare. I pay. I pay people from different countries to look after my children. I hire an au pair to stay with my kids while I go to work. And when I have the time, I'll spend quality time with my children. You know. So you ask yourself as a man, when last did you sit down on a Friday night, Saturday nights, or Sunday nights to enjoy Netflix with your children or to do their homework with them? We really need to resolve this and I think it's a demonic spirit that is flying around. We Africans in diaspora, our men. It's a demonic spirit that is consuming our men. They become focused, and I have so many examples. I know some Ghanaian men, and Nigerian men, and Senegalese men. They don't even want to. Some of them, they don't even want to be with their children at all. They don't want to stay with their kids. They don't want to. All they want to do is pay child support. That's all they're concerned about. They pay, obviously, because the woman has taken them to CSA. So they pay the child support. But they want to focus, they want to invest their energy on their businesses, on property businesses, on, on a shop, all sorts of things. People want to, people are beginning to put these things as priorities. And their children are growing up without their knowledge. It's painful. I hope this video, please share this video, if you're on YouTube, share it with your friends, put it on whatever platform you want to put it. I'm not bothered. I'm not going to do any copyright claiming on this video. I want it to actually reach out to the men, our men in diaspora. We need to get conscious that we're not letting this spirit of restlessness invade our, the opportunity we have to enjoy our family. When I look back at my upbringing, and I those days, just the fact that I had my brothers, my sisters, my mom, my dad, those moments that's what keeps me going. Even as an adult woman, I still remember my childhood, like, thank God I didn't miss out on having the love of my mother, or having the love of my father, or having the love of my big brothers and my sisters. Thank God I didn't miss out from those things. What would I be like? Be like in this environment where you have to work for everything. You're constantly working. You're constantly thinking about the next move. These children, they need it. They need that family spirit. They need to, spend time with their moms. They need to spend time with their dads outside of school. They need their parents around. Please, even if you're separated from your partner, it's not a yardstick for you to abandon your children. You can still spend quality time with your children. I've seen instances where separated couple will lodge in the same hotel and take their children on holiday. So the man will come with his own new partner. The woman will come with her own new partner. They will stay in the same hotel. And the children will stay in the hotel. And they will see their daddy, they will see their mommy. And they're on holiday. Those kids, when they get back, do you know how they feel when they get back to school? Do you know how happy they feel? Even if you are, because sometimes we adults cannot resolve things. We can't resolve things amongst ourselves. We can't. So unfortunately, because we can't resolve things, and then it affects a lot of, it affects the relationship that we have with the children. It affects everything. However, we have to, make a move to compromise. We have to make a move, to what's that word I'm looking for now? We have to be proactive. Yeah, we have to be proactive in trying to make things easy for each other. So you reach out, say, right, okay, listen, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden, but would you, should we do it this way? I'll come with my man, and then we can sort things out, and then at least you can get to see your kids. And women, you to stop stop preventing men from seeing their children. That's not good, because if you're a woman out there, you're preventing your man, or you're preventing the father of your kids to see your children because of financial issues, or because of malice, or because of something that's happened between you guys. Those children, they will grow up and they will never forgive you. You're going to die alone or by yourself. Even when you get to care home, they will beat you. They will beat you in that care home. You will die alone. I'm telling you. Don't prevent the father of your children from seeing them, because it will backfire at some point. It will backfire at some point. So please, I said I wasn't going to make this video more than 15 minutes. But please, let us try. Let us try, let us try and be conscious. And I know that this video will touch one person's life, at least one person's life. I know I've made a lot of mistakes. I've said some things I should not say. I don't know. But I'll still post this video, because I know that, I know definitely I've made a point. Let's relax on this spirit of restlessness. We know money is good. Nobody's saying money is not good. We know that money is good. Money is important. But let us please put things into consideration whilst we're searching for money. Whilst we're hustling, let's put things into consideration. And let's put our families first. Let the family be your priority. When your family is your priority, then, in fact, whatever you have, you manage it. Some of you watching me today, you don't even need money. You need the spirit of contentment. Need owo. Some of you don't need money. You just need to be content. You just need the ability to be able to manage your resources. You just need to be content, that's all. And if you embrace contentment, it will make life easier for you, because then you'll be able to, put your family, make your family a priority. And then you'll be able to manage your resources together, rather than one person flying to the, jumping around, going to, in the process of things. You see a woman with 4 boys, 5 boys. Oh girl, it is well. It is well, I just pray to God that, this video touches someone's life, and I know somebody, because every time I don't usually do videos like this, but when I do 1 or 2 videos, somebody will always inbox me and say, Temi, I'm really grateful for that video you did. I'm really thankful for what you said in that video. You made a lot of sense, and I'm talking from the point of view of as a mother, and also as a daughter as well, So you men should please, I'm talking specifically to the men. Let us relax on this. We're not Davido or Whiskey that have to be flying around in private jets from one concert to the other. That's their way of life. They have to be here. They have to be there all the time. But when they have time, they make time for their family, don't they? Yeah, they will make time for their family. And some of us, we just use this flying around and jumping around as an excuse. And then you be going 9 months, 12 months, 1 year. You cannot even boast of 1 day that you've spent time with your child or with your children. Please, let's make our children and our families priority in everything we do. Let's put them first. A lot of men are doing well. I see a lot of men doing well. And I commend them and I applaud them as well. So well done. Yeah, I like what you're doing with your family, doing with your kids. Some men will tell you they get a job in a different place. I'm not leaving my family. I'm going with my family. I'm going with them. I'm taking my kids with me. I'm not leaving my family. No way. I'm taking my family with me. Even men of God, some of you, this word is coming to you too. Men of God, you will say you are going to there to go and do ministry. Today you are there doing preaching. Tomorrow they are there in conference. Next, ignoring your own family. You've not finished taking care of your own family, your own children. You've not finished giving them attention, but you are preaching all over the world, all over the God says you should neglect your family to go and do His work. My friend, you sit down in that place and look after your own family and nurture your family so that the grace of God does not depart from your life. Anyway, thank you all for listening to me. My video is 20 minutes now. I'm going to put it to an end. Subscribe to my channel. I'm on YouTube. Temi Quotes, yeah, that's my channel. Temi Quotes. You can find me on Instagram as well. I'm on Facebook. Thank you very much. Bye.